In my last video, I talked about my 5 favorite mushrooms to forage in the spring. Here are my top 5 favorite plants. Starting off the list with violet wood sorrel. This is like sour candy in the woods. It looks similar to clover, but it has heart-shaped leaves and pretty purple flowers. Sometimes you'll be able to see purple on the bottom of the leaves or in stripes on the top. They have a fantastic flavor, but they're high in oxalic acid, so eat in moderation. Next is ramps. As a garlic lover, I can't wait for these to start popping up in the spring. They will have a red or white sheath on the bottom with 1 to 3 leaves, and they will smell strongly of garlic. These have a history of being over-foraged in certain areas, so make sure you're harvesting responsibly. Another one for the garlic lovers is garlic mustard. The leaves taste exactly as the name would suggest, and the roots taste like horseradish. When the stems are tender, they're fantastic roasted in the oven. These are extremely invasive in the United States, so when you're harvesting them, be sure to pull up the root as well. You'll start seeing them even in winter, but my favorite time to harvest is when they're about a foot tall. Ostrich ferns aren't often seen wild where I live, but they're a popular landscaping plant. But they do grow wild and are native in more northern parts of the United States. Most ferns are toxic, and the ostrich fern does require special preparation for cooking. Make sure you know how to properly identify and cook these before foraging. Last on the list, I have edible wildflowers because I use them all in a pretty similar way. Not all flowers are edible. One of my favorites is the eastern redbud because it has a bright lemony flavor and gorgeous color. I like to make a batch of spring wildflower jelly every year. You steep the flower petals to make a tea and then use that to make a jelly. What are your favorite plants to forage in the spring?